No, it's a piece of crap.
You know, I don't work out much, but I'm going to flex my mom muscle here.
Look, this is an easy open and shut case because the genre doesn't exist.
And let's not forget, we're gonna clap it out, Alphaba.
How often do you get stalked by some jerk who blocks the box?
I mean, I love RuPaul's Drag Race, but that's not the type of Drag Race I like to see.
Oh, I've just been ordered to commit murder. There you go, chop, chop.
The man of your dreams is coming to your house. Do you want him to sneak into your bedroom, or do you want him to fly to your balcony?
I'm not a traditionalist, but marriage is actually not a thing of the past. It's actually surging. You'd be surprised.
I'm happily married and hope to still be happily married after this airs.
Imagine the bougie snot who decided to come up with the term regifting as some kind of way of putting people down.
Regifting isn't sacrifice, it's cheating.
The man of your dreams is coming to your house. Do you want him to sneak into your bedroom, or do you want him to fly to your balcony?
Ooh.
And from 9, Channel 9 Coordinator Court Scarborough, this is Toronto's breaking news. CP24, well, we've made it to Thursday. Here we are. I'm Nick Dixon. Welcome to CP24's The Great Debate. This is the finale. It's being aired on CP24 and across our digital streaming sites. And boy, what a week this has been. Here we are on this Thursday night. But of course, it all started out on Monday with 8 contestants, and it's certainly been an exciting tournament. Let's take a look back now at some of the highlights.
Well, I'm pushing back on that. I'm pushing back on that. Let's think about it. You have a book in its original form. You're reading the book from front to cover, whether it's 100 pages or 1,000 pages.
If you can make it through, because I'm sleeping.
Are you illiterate?
I'm done, yeah.
Are you illiterate?
I can read. I just have no time for a book,
Well,
that's all. Okay.
You might be.
You can continue.
Batman, supposed to be a good guy. Holmes is just breaking stuff all over the place. Every time he's fighting with somebody, the literal destruction is mind-blowing. And then what? Homie just rolls home to his billionaire mansion. What about the rest of us, regular people? Who's helping them?
Why are we getting into the psyche of the characters? Sorry, kids, earmuffs, they're not real.
I just would love to see one of these cars in Brampton where stunt driving is like a thing and Hamilton, Brantford. I just want to see this car on the road, see how it's going to do. Sure, these tests and studies, show great results, but I need to see. I'm not convinced that in the real world these cars are actually going to
All right,
be
JD,
safe.
convince us.
All right, dear panel, I think you need not give in to the fear of what Will is putting forth. The Wright brothers' first attempt to fly is not the Dreamliner you see in the air today that takes us around the world. Self-driving cars is going to be the exact same thing.
What are you going to do about the mental health crisis that's going to happen when everyone's scared that some invisible person's in their bedroom?
It's exactly where we want to be. That's what makes me, as an invisible man, so fierce. What a fighter I am. You can't see me coming. Where is he? Oh, my God. I'm getting hit in the ribs. I'm getting hit in the face. I can't find him.
Flight powers help mental health because now everyone has aspirational
power. Wants a superpower to improve their mental health. They want it so that they can defeat their enemies and reign supreme over others.
All right, right now, though, let's take a look at the brackets in terms of who won and where this all unfolded. So it started in the top left corner, the battle of the traffic specialists, Adwoa taking on Lisa, and Adwoa comes out on top. What a debate that was. Getting a little personal, book or movie, which is better. Then Jess Smith and Josh Lewenberg went head-to-head, but Josh came out on top there, and he moved on to the semifinals. So that's one side of the bracket. Then as we move over to the next side of the bracket, in that first round, second episode, Jamie Ellerton and Will Wong went head-to-head with Jamie Ellerton, the communication specialist, coming out on top there. And then in our final round of the first round, Scott Reid, the defending champion here on The Great Debate, he holds really special status, and he certainly held his own against Jamar from Chum 104.5, Jamar McNeil. What a debate they had, but Scott comes out on top. Next thing you do, we get into the semifinals. Where do we go from here? Well, we saw Adwoa and Josh Lewenberg. Adwoa Nsiah-Yeboah, our traffic reporter, going up against Josh, the Raptors reporter. They were pro, or is marriage sort of a thing of the past or something we should sort of look at in maybe in a different bracket? And Adwoa took out Josh, really making a great debate on the idea that marriage is here to stay, not a thing of the past. And then Scott Reid taking on Jamie Ellerton. The battle, the great debate really about re-gifting. Is it good? Is it bad? Scott was in favor, very passionate about it, very really to the man of the people really kind of argument there. Okay, so what does that mean? That means we have Scott Reid, former senior advisor, director of communications to Prime Minister Paul Martin, Now, of course, the principal at FEST, Scott Reid, serves as political analyst for CTV News and is the returning champion on the Great Debate.
I'll give a clap for
Scott's
that.
on the one side. Scott, I hope you slept well last night because you're in tough. Adwoa Nsiah-Yeboah is, of course, a traffic specialist here at CP24, CTV, Chum 104.5. You can hear her voice on radio all over the place. She guides you the right way, but is she going to guide Scott the wrong way in this debate this evening? That's the question here. So once again, the rules are simple. We've chosen a random topic for each of our guests to debate. They've put their thinking caps on. So in segment 1, the guests will argue their side of the topic. Then in segment 2, my favorite part, the rebuttals, they will refute each other's opinions. That's when things can get sometimes a little feisty, sometimes a little personal. And when both of our debaters are finished, our in-studio panel, they will make their decision, showing their paddles and letting us know who won. So that in-studio panel, of course, carefully watching, but more importantly, listening to all of what's said. Look at them, those chin strokers right out there. They will decide on who is the greatest debater here in season 2 on The Greatest Debate. This is CP24's The Great Debate. Hey, here we are, the Thursday round, the finale. It's coming up right after this here on CP24. Well, never has a boxing bell been more apt. The gloves, I know they're going to come off in this finale of CP24's The Great Debate. This is it, Thursday night. We've made it to the finale of our second season. You're watching, of course, on CP24, and it's also streaming right across our digital streaming sites. So you can catch it almost anywhere. But here we are, round 1, Adwoa, Scott, getting ready to talk about this. 2024, the hottest year on record. 2025, turns out it's going to be cooler, but not by much. This is according to CTV News. Now, weak La Nina conditions kicking off 2025 are likely to temper the heat. Now, in terms of winter, it was a very white winter, particularly around the GTA. Lots of snow trying to figure out where to move it all, and plenty of opportunity, of course, to partake in winter activities like riding a rail at a terrain park, at a ski hill, or also we celebrated the spring equinox on March 21st. But not everyone is ready to see winter go. So this is a Canadian debate. What's better, summer or winter? Scott, you're coming out with winter as the better season. So let's hear it. Scott, you've got 2 minutes to state your case.
All right. Well, here's my simple case. Winter is Canada. Canada is winter. Canadians are winter. And at a time when our nation is under unprecedented assault from the President of the United States, from the Orange Menace to the south, sand-soaked and sun-crusted Mar-a-Lago morons coming, trying to take away our border, take away our sovereignty. We are reminded that it is winter that steels us. It is winter that readies us and resolves us. It's the -30 wind chill on your face as you snowshoe on the trails of Kananaskis, or perhaps the cold nip of air as it slices past you on the snowmobile trail, where you got a nice bottle of cherry whiskey right there in the snow pants. Why are we strong? Why are we tough? It is because winter has steeled us. It has prepared us for adversity. It is uniquely ours. There are other nations that have winter, but we are a northern nation. We are a winter nation. We are the only G7 nation that is winterous. And I'll tell you something. We are going to overcome the assaults of Donald Trump, and one of the critical reasons is winter, because it teaches us to plug in the engine block, to take it tough, to dress for the occasion, and to never, ever, ever step back. From the tops of our toques to the blades of our skates, winter has prepared us for the fight that confronts us, the fight of a century, the fight of a lifetime, the fight of forever, the fight for Canada, the fight for winter.
Wow, okay. Scott Reid really stating the case well for winter. Winter is sort of over here right now, but I don't think this debate, it's far from over, because Adwoa, of course, you're going to debate the merits of summer as the preferred season of choice. You have 2 minutes to tell us all about why summer's better.
Summer is the best season. You can take any poll, any survey, go to any place, any country. Everybody loves summer over winter. It doesn't matter the way you stack it up. You might like winter for maybe that one day of the year, maybe on Christmas, and that's about it. Other than that, everybody loves summer. What can you do in the summer? You can go on patios. You can bar hop. You can go to concerts, outdoor festivals. You get to socialize with family. What is the happiest day of the year? It's June 30th, and that is the yellow day. And that's when serotonin is in you, and you feel great, and you're happy. What is the saddest day of the year? It is Blue Monday. It's the third week in January. What is that? It's winter. Nobody is saying, I love winter so much. And the older you get, you hate winter even more. Summer is always better because the pros of summer is you get to see people. You're not locked down. You're not hibernating. People aren't hiding in layers upon layers of clothing. When you meet somebody, maybe you want to date somebody. Maybe you want to see exactly what they look like. They can hide under the cover of night in winter garb. In the summer, you see exactly who they are. Eyes bright. You know exactly what you're looking at. Winter comes. It's a lie. It's all a lie. So always summer, summer, forever and ever.
Okay, all right, we'll dig that out there. Okay, Adwoa making a really great case for summer there as well. Winter, summer, I thought I knew the answer. I suppose I don't, but the judges really, that's up to them. They're the ones who decide, and of course, they've been listening to that. I wonder, if you take a look at, Paul, Farah, Natalie, Adwoa, Scott, I wonder if you look into their eyes and think, are these summer or winter people? They're debating it right now. They're actively working out who won that round, but it's not over yet. We've still got the rebuttal round. That's coming up next here on CP24's The Great Debate. Rebuttals, always exciting. And Scott and Adwoa, don't hold back. Stick around for that coming up here on CP24. You want great debate? You've come to the right place. Welcome back to the finale of CP24's The Great Debate. It is being aired on CP24 and right across our digital streaming sites. Our in-studio panel, I do not envy them right now. They are carefully watching, listening, paying attention, or actually, they appear to be having conversations with completely other people. They don't care for a word of what I say because what are they listening for? They want to hear what Scott and Adwoa are saying. So they're going to hang up their phones and get ready for round two because round two is the rebuttals. If you thought the gloves came off when they were making their opening remarks, now they're really coming off. I'm checking for bare knuckles because it's going to get ugly here potentially. The brawl is about to happen. And of course, when both rounds are finished, that in-studio panel, off their phones, off their devices, they will make the decision of who won and who is the champion. Can Scott Reid repeat, or can Adwoa Nsiah-Yeboah knock off the champ? And CP24 is The Great Debate. This is season 2. This is round 2. This is the rebuttals. This is the finale. The topic is this. This is everything. This is it. This is the highlight. Summer versus winter. You both have a chance to rebut. You got 5 minutes. It's kind of a free-for-all, but I'm going to start, Adwoa, with you. You made a really good case for summer. Scott made an excellent case for winter as well. Yep. But let's hear it. What are you going to pick apart in Scott's argument?
Everything. I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to decimate it.
Hold back.
Take thine beak from my heart.
Stick it in the oven, burn it to a crisp. So this is what's happening. You're talking about winter only exists because of the orange menace that is down south, and we are winter nation. We've got to fight them in winter.
I said.
Yeah, you did. So when you look at it, we have no. Let me talk. We have 4 seasons, right? So are we only fighting him in winter? We're fighting him in spring, fall, and of course our favorite, summer. And that's what we're going to have to do most of the work. What point am I missing?
I think you're missing the essence of my argument. I think you're missing the essence of my argument. It is not that we don't have summer. Many nations have summer. But we are a uniquely winter northern nation. And it is winter.
Why do we have 4 seasons?
That provides us with the unique DNA, with the character, with the resolve, because we have to adapt to cold temperatures. We have to go through the harsh of the elements. We have to persevere. And you know what is going to require perseverance? Taking on the orange menace of Mar-a-Lago, not wilting.
You can do that in spring.
You can do that in summer.
You can do that in fall.
Summer is lazy. Summer is sitting in a hammock, laying on the dock.
It's enjoying yourself.
Drinking a shandy. What in hell is a shandy anyhow?
And drinking a nice vodka water.
Winter is overcoming challenge. It is knocking the snow off your boots.
You overcome challenges in summer as well.
It is standing
you enjoy yourself.
Stone cold, stone sober in the face of the wind and saying, I will not yield.
Even if you're yelling and talking, it doesn't matter. But when you think about it, let's keep it simmer. We're friends here. We're friends. Well, after this, we might be. But when you think of it, have you ever heard of we always hear about snowbirds, but you never hear about people going north for the winter? No, you don't.
Sure you do.
Where?
Sure you do.
En masse?
People are returning en masse. People are boycotting the United States at unprecedented levels. And that means they're remaining here throughout the winter months. Am I going to Florida this spring? No. Why? I'll be hunted down by ice and those lunatics who work for President Trump. And people are remaining here.
You're very dialed in just to this whole Trump phenomenon.
Because it talks so much about something unique and fundamental about Canada.
Better than winter.
Because Canada
it's not the orange menace in chief.
And you know what? What summer do we get in Canada? I mean, I grant you, for 10 days.
We have vitamin D in summer.
10 days
you get
to
happiness
6
in
weeks,
summer.
we get summer. I got 2 words for you. Black flies, okay?
Black flies.
That's what light. Yes, that's the first
You know what we got in
bit
winter?
of summer we get here.
You know what we got in winter?
You know, if you want summer, go to Mar-a-Lago.
We got COVID in winter. How well did we all fare?
Yeah, where do you...
pandemic.
Tell you what, and we persevered.
And we were
through,
inside.
We persevered
we
through
were
COVID.
spreading
you know
it
what
around.
gave us the
We
strength
had to
to
keep
go
our
on?
distance.
Our
It was a
relationship with
nightmare.
winter,
You know what?
our
What
unwillingness to
subsided?
be
You know when
bent
it
to
subsided?
bow, and just like we will
No,
not bend or
it
bow to Donald
subsided.
Trump because
It
winter has
subsided
steeled our
when
souls.
summer came. Because you could be outside, you could actually socially distance. In the winter, you can't.
You're
out there
smoking
for
a
5
bud
minutes.
into the
You're
barbecue
getting
pit. It breeds
frostbitten.
laziness. It encourages you to be unprepared.
Lazy
and
in what way?
unrecognized. Lazy.
Examples.
Oh, I'm sitting here. My God, I, for
I'm sitting
example, am
here.
a man
That's
over
lazy 'cause
55,
you're sitting here?
very sensitive to
You're more
temperature. My
active in
body
the summer.
releases perspiration.
I'm going to give you a
and
Leger
and an
survey.
avalanche.
No,
but in winter,
Leger survey.
I am
2 minutes to
cool
go.
and
2 minutes to
I'm
go.
always about facts. Leger survey 2023. More than 1,500 Canadians responded to this online survey, and they said, what is their favorite season, Scott? Say it with me. Summer.
Listen, you know what I
Summer.
don't
You know
need?
what's at the bottom of the barrel?
You know what I don't need?
You know
I don't
about
need to
tip to the
rely on
curve?
some push-pull to mount my
Winter.
arguments
Why
or
is it
to
a push-pull?
muster my
So
case.
are you for Canadians or are you against Canadians?
I am very much for Canadians. You know
So
what
then
Canadians
why
are built
don't
with?
you like the Leger survey?
Canadians are the greatest hockey players in the world, the greatest skiers, the greatest curlers.
That's
And you know
wonderful.
why? Those are winter sports
And you know what? The men's
that we master because
the
we
men's
are
sprint team,
uniquely
what did they
above the
do at the
49th
Summer
parallel.
Olympics?
Snow
What did they
matters
do
not
in
to
the
us.
Summer
Wind
Olympics?
matters not to us. Ice
Doesn't want to
accretion,
answer the question.
Kiss my ass. I'm not
Kiss
scared of
my
that.
ass.
I'm not scared of
Whoa.
ice accretion. We're going to
He's
give
going
it.
to the bottom of the
We're
barrel.
gonna fight.
You're not even giving an argument. You're just
Yes, I am.
talking over me.
Winter steals us,
No,
and it strengthens
it steals us.
1
It
minute to
steals
go.
and
1
strengthens
minute to
us.
When you
go.
think
and
of
that's what gives
your-
us our resolve.
your-
The uniquely Canadian spirit, the mighty maple leaf. It is bowed
The mighty
in
maple
winter.
leaf is the fall. You know that, right?
The mighty
it's
maple
not the winter.
leaf. It drops
you see
in
death
winter
and
and it
dying
rises
in the
again.
winter.
We are strong.
In the fall, you
we
see
are
the maple
unyielding.
leaf.
This is the whole point. It is the nature, the innate and inherent nature of a Canadian that they can
That they
face
can only
the essence
exist
and
in
harshness
winter
of winter.
because we
and
are
it
not a
prepares
four-season
us-
nation,
it
according to
prepares us-
Scott. You've heard it
prepares
here
us to
first.
persevere.
He's
And at a
denying my
moment when
survey.
we are called
That
upon to
is a
persevere like no
reputable
other.
survey.
Okay.
Reputable.
look at
Reputable.
that.
It's
just
All
an
right.
opinion.
Reputable.
From sunscreen to antifreeze, I think we've heard the cases be made. Scott and Adwoa really bringing it about the seasons
can
here. I've never
railroad
seen this
that.
much passion over this debate. But hey, I don't have to make the decision now. It's up to the judges. Take a look at that panel here. Boy, look at them. They're really, is it summer? Is it winter? I mean, Paul's got the sweater on, so he looks like he likes getting cozy in the winter months. But okay, they've got to figure this out. They're tallying it up, and they are going to decide who's the winner, who's the greatest debater. Does Scott repeat as champion? Does Adwoa knock off the champion? So much at stake. We can't tell you yet, though. CB24 is the great debate. Comes back when we reveal the winner, the champion, after the break here. Is it going to be? Well, you're about to find out what's all going on and what the winner is and how it's all been decided. I'm Nick Dixon. This is CB24's The Great Debate, being aired right here on CB24 and, of course, across all of our digital streaming sites. This has been quite a week to get to this Thursday here. So from the 8 to the final two, Adwoa and Lisa teeing off in round one. Is the book better or the movie? Jess Smith and Josh Lewenberg tackling superheroes or supervillains. That was a feisty one as well. And then Jamie Ellerton and Wong, they had a great debate too. Jamie Ellerton came out on top there. And then Scott Reid and Jamar McNeil also going head to head, you know, in the earlier rounds here. Moving on to the finals, though, of course, was Scott Reid and Jamie. They had a great semifinal, as did Adwoa and Josh Lewenberg. That was a really good battle there as well, talking about whether marriage is a thing of the past. But hold on a second. I don't get to make any decisions here. I just get to do the introductions. Our judges, they are the ones paying attention. They are the ones, all the pressure is on them. They've made their decision. They're still spinning their paddles. I think they know. So Paul, Farah, Natalie, who's the winner? Who is the greatest debater in season 2?
What's happening?
Oh. Huh? Whoa! There we have it.
I'm crushed.
Oh, yeah.
Another sweep, Adwoa.
Smash.
Another 3 for 3. Congratulations. You're the champion of the great debate season.
I'm just here to win.
Crushed me.
Amazing.
Just here to win.
You took out the
Summer.
champion, Scott. Hey, that
Thank
was
you.
great.
I'd
Really.
like to thank my family,
the debate for
my
winter and
friends.
Canadians and stealing us and everything. I thought that maybe the judges,
I
because
was
think some
scared.
people don't like winter that much, but
No.
the case you made, the patriotic pride that it was bringing out in me as I stood beside you.
I couldn't even squeeze one vote out of these summer
No.
love and hammock livers,
No.
you know?
Yeah,
Had
exactly.
to dismantle it.
But Adwoa, she brought her stats, she brought her facts, and didn't back down.
Never did.
did you debate in high school? Did you debate in university? Like, what's your
I
debating
did. I was in
background?
drama, so.
In drama, okay, right, yeah. And you've debate prepped many a politician, so I could kind of see that coming through in your
Never done it
performance.
myself, though, really.
Never done it
so,
yourself. Well,
no,
you did it, like, you
but
were the
like
champion once.
Barstool arguments,
Finalist and Barstool arguments. I believe Scott Reid has been involved in more than one Barstool
You're on a good
argument in my
roundtable,
life.
so you're always
So,
like.
by the way, though, you know who
yeah.
hung around even overnight? Josh and Jamie stuck around
Overnight?
after the semifinal. Come on back in, gentlemen, because we're going to do a nice little family goodbye here as we get ready to wrap up this season 2 of the Great Debate. Adwoa, once again, how does it feel? What's going through your mind right now?
It feels phenomenal. I can't leave out all the small people that helped me. Big and small.
The small people.
We love them all.
Yeah. I'll
We
let you
love
shake
them all.
hands. Yeah.
We are the small people.
Debate royalty.
Yeah.
You are.
All right. Okay, so that has been CP24's The Great Debate. Season 2, Adwoa Nsiah-Yeboah is our champion. Congratulations, Adwoa. Thanks to everyone who competed. Everyone did really well. Great debates. Let's see what happens in Season 3, whenever that is. Thank you so much for watching. All right. There you go. There it is.